Now, the convenience store chain SPAR is well known around the world. It has around 14,000 stores in 35 countries, including over 2,500 in the UK. That makes it the world's largest food retail chain. But that's a bit misleading because the stores tend to be owned by individuals. The managing director of SPAR in the UK would prefer to describe SPAR as a network of small businesses. He is Jerry Marwood. He's our Friday boss, and he's here. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
It's a very odd structure because unlike the major supermarkets, you don't really sit at the top of your organisation. What power do you have over a SPAR shopkeeper who owns his own store?
Power, I think, is an emotive word. We don't.
None, then.
Yeah, it's not a power game. I think this is we operate, as you rightly say, through 2,500 stores, or nearly 2,600 stores, serving 15 million consumer transactions a week. So we have a big reach. But those 2,500 stores are owned by 1,300 individual businesses, and they're in turn served with goods and services by 6 regional businesses, who have geographic sort of territories. So our business in Ireland and Scotland and England and Wales, and we sit at the bottom of that pyramid rather than traditionally in the sort of traditional retail structure. The head office might sit at the top. At central office, SPAR UK sits at the bottom, serving that fairly unique, as you say, organisation with goods and services. So we market the business as one, as you rightly say, under the SPAR banner, which means that we think our retailers can compete better, they can sell more. So that's one part of the triangle. We help them run their businesses more efficiently by helping them buy products and services to help them run their business, like electricity and telephones, charges and those sort of things.
But the thing is,
probably more importantly, point is, we buy products at a better rate through working together.
But if you've got a guy who's performing poorly and running a store and it looks like a shambles, what can you do about it? You can't get rid of him.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because that's probably one of the first questions I get asked traditionally. And the truth is that, as we've said, the absolute majority of our businesses, they are their own business. They've no interest in performing poorly. And if they do, they fall out of the system because we sit down with these businesses and we want them to develop. Our goal is to make them successful. That's the reason they join a network called SPAR or any of our sort of peer groups. So by definition, we sit with businesses and help them develop, and if they don't develop, they leave.
Okay, well, we heard a bit about this week on about alcohol pricing. We've seen convenience stores, supermarkets blamed for the collapse of the pub sector and for binge drinking. Do you accept any fault there, or do you feel you've been unfairly scapegoated?
I'm not sure it's an issue of fairness, really. I mean, clearly, the retail sector is charged, whether it be through leisure, through pubs or retail outlets, through the licensing process to sell alcohol. It's a legal obligation to sell that properly, and all retailers, I think, set out to do that properly. I think if I had a desire for change, it would be that the government help us, the new government help the retail environment sit down and work out how to do this in the best possible way.
Because Asda came out yesterday and said it's going to end below-cost alcohol deals. Do you welcome that?
I think I welcome the initiative and the sentiment behind it. But the point is what's the definition of cost? And I think that comment's probably already been made. If we're only talking about duty and tax, then that's not really cost. It doesn't cover the cost of the product, the cost of the distribution, the cost of selling. So it's obviously illegal for retailers to sit down and compare prices. So we can't do that. Government needs to give us a framework to work around.
Well,
we would welcome that.
He says that he wants a responsibility agreement on alcohol between major retailers. Would you sign up for that?
Of course.
And what about tobacco display? Because that's another problem for you. I mean, the government is not just putting pressure on alcohol, it also wants to get rid of tobacco displays. That must be a huge challenge and a cost to you.
It's a cost and a challenge, and we've made our feelings clear to the previous government and the current government about that area. But these are only relatively small parts of our business. Our business is growing. We grew our business 6.47% this year through for very vibrant parts of our business in sort of fresh foods and all those sort of things. So I'm not sure that they are almost distractions from the day job, but they're not really the day job.
And a brief word: we've got the GDP figures coming out later this morning, a snapshot of the economic recovery. You've got huge numbers of stores around the UK. Are you worried about a double dip?
Yeah, I think because we're not a corporate business, we are very regionally based businesses. We respond positively and negatively to what happens in regions. So that clearly is a challenge for us. But again, I think we've demonstrated with our numbers over the last couple of months that we are a strong business and we can respond well.
And you think we'll avoid a double dip?
I think we'll see. I think there are probably better economists than me out there. Our job is to make sure that whatever future we face, we're equipped to face it.
Jerry Marwood, UK Managing Director of SPAR. Thank you.
Thank you.